My husband Rick is here with me today too. I love coming here. And I always feel right at home here. So thank you, Pastor Doug, for the opportunity. Appreciate it. And I just want to say too, I love worshiping with you. Worship doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be pure and undefiled. And I feel that here. I'm always moved to tears every time we worship with you. So I love being with you. Thank you for having us. So you know a lot about Hope United because you've heard me speak before. But I just want to kind of touch on who we are quickly and then kind of some new stuff maybe that we're doing too to update you. So Hope United is an association of churches, as you saw in the film. You are a partner church of ours. We so appreciate your support. And our purpose is to unite the churches and the agencies of St. Joseph County to bring about programs and services that result in life change and transformation for those who find themselves in reciprocal cycles of brokenness, okay? And that brokenness that we see is the result of sin, right? And the cure for everything that we deal with, as far as the brokenness, the dysfunction, the addiction, is always a relationship with Jesus Christ. I don't know of any other way. He is the answer. And so in everything we do, in all of our ministry, that is at the core of what we're trying to accomplish. So first of all, I'll just go over our core beliefs that helps you understand who we are and why we're doing what we do. And that, number one, is that we believe that we have all been called to love our neighbor as ourselves. That is not optional. That is a commandment that we're to love our neighbors. When Jesus was asked what the greatest commandment was, he said, love God. And he said, the second commandment is equal, love your neighbor. And I've come to understand that you really can't separate those two. And I think that's why he connected them. Because if we love God, we will love our neighbor. And if we're loving our neighbor, we are loving God. And then the second core belief is that we believe that the church was meant to be one and united. When Jesus prayed in John to the Father, he prayed that all those who would come to believe would be one as he and the Father were one. This isn't easy. It's not an easy task. We're not all going to share the same worship styles. We're not all going to have the same theology, but we can love our neighbors together. We can do that. So that's the second core belief. Third is that we believe, and I kind of touched on this, that behind everything we see, the brokenness, the dysfunction, the pain, even poverty, is pain. It's pain that's caused from sin, from the fall of man. And again, the only cure for that truly is a relationship with Christ. And then lastly, we believe that true transformation, that we're talking about the life change, and I touched on this as well, can only come through relationship. And that relationship is discipleship. And we've been called to be disciples that make disciples. So he has tasked us all with this to make disciples. And so that's at the core of everything we do. It's got to be through relationships. We can't just give handouts. We have to develop relationships with people to introduce them to Jesus. And so that is what Hope United is all about. So what we try to do is connect our partner churches, like with the needs in the community. But then we encourage our churches also to form ministries where needs aren't being met. Because when there's gaps in services, people can fall through the cracks. So we try to be very holistic in everything we do and how we help people. So first and foremost is Amanda's House. That was our first initiative. And that is a women's recovery home. And we house about 5 women at a time in that. It's run almost solely by volunteerism. We have what we call house angels. They come in and they just teach Bible studies and they teach our curriculum to our ladies. Some just come in to spend time with them. Some come in and play games with our ladies. So we're always looking for people to be involved in that if that's something of interest to you. The other ministry that we have is called Restored Hope Furniture Ministry. That was developed by another one of our partner churches. My husband Rick is actually running that right now. He does an amazing job. I don't have statistics in front of me, but I would say we serve probably 5 to 6 individuals. Is that correct, honey? Something like that a week?
Oh,
at least. So that's a big ministry. And we try to pray with them when we go and then connect them to other services that we're doing. It's a way to show them love, to meet a need, but then we connect them with relationship. Then we have a day center. Now this might be something new. I can't remember if I spoke on this the last time, but it's called Reset Day Center. That's in Centerville. And Grace Point Church in Sturgis was kind of the ones that headed this up. And it's just a day center where the homeless can walk in, and we help them with things like essential documents, birth certificates, driver's license, applications for jobs, applications for apartments. You can't even get social services without those things, so it's kind of a starting point. So right now we run that on Tuesdays, and that's from 10 to 4. We're trying to expand that as more churches and individuals get involved in that. We still have our mentor program. So we train up mentors. At one point we had 27 mentors from 7 churches, and we just train them to walk alongside folks who want to better their lives, and we help them set up goals for themselves and encourage them. And those mentors meet with their mentee once a week. Oftentimes we form those mentor relationships through the Reset Day Center. Something else that's kind of new is Sturgis Make It Home. So that supplies essential household items for folks who are starting over and don't have anything. Same with the furniture ministry. When people are coming out of jail, even Amanda's house, coming out of Amanda's house, maybe they had a fire, they don't have anything, we supply them with everything that they need. And then, what else am I forgetting? The mentor program, I touched on that. I think I hit them all. And then we've got things that are, churches are kind of bubbling up. God is laying things on our church's hearts. We have a meeting today with a church that wants to start a car care ministry. And so it's just mechanics using their gifts and talents to serve people. So we're having conversations what that could look like. We have another church, and this has been in the works for a while, but they want to do tiny homes on their property to serve the homeless. And we've been talking about it for years, but God is raising up all the individuals we need to make it happen. So we're pretty confident that's going to go forward. So every day I'm kind of in awe of what God's doing and what He's accomplishing through us. And the thing is, He doesn't need us. He doesn't need any of us. He just allows us to be part of His kingdom work, which is amazing. It's amazing. We're the ones who are blessed by it. So that's kind of where we're at and what we're doing. We're always looking for volunteers. So if you feel God kind of prompting your heart, I've left some literature out on the table and some of my cards. I'd be happy to talk to you, and we can see where we can plug you in. Again, thanks for letting me be here today. Appreciate it.
Now, is the tiny home, the city of Sturgis is doing something, is that separate or the same?
Yeah, that, and I wouldn't say that's really for the low income, what you're seeing kind of on Facebook and in the news. This would really be for very low income people. And what we're hoping to do on church properties is create tiny home villages where we have missionaries who live right in the village with them to form community. Because part of everything that we do, we know that those relationships are what bring healing. And so we're trying to form these healing communities, much like Amanda's house, where people can find the healing and hope that they need for their lives. These would be permanent homes. So these would be houses they could call their own. The ones we're looking at, we're not positive, but they're about 200 square foot. But they're very nice, very nice. And then we use our church buildings, which are for the most part underutilized, for community. So we have community meals together and classes together and that sort of thing. So we'll see. We're pretty excited what God's putting together there. So any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Great job.